As you can see, behind my table is my reveal wall. I sell all of my images already printed and finished. You give me one camera with a good lens and you give me one girl, then I could make $3,000 a day. I've spent my life mastering my craft and I want to honor it by making beautiful portraits that are worth being paid, and you're worth being paid.
Parker, thanks so much for inviting us into your studio today.
You're very
I know. One of the biggest things that we wanted to do in coming to visit you today was kind of these creative, fun sessions, because I think you do a lot more playing than the average photographer. You probably do more playing than, I don't know, most photographer than your kid. But you had a client call yesterday, and this ended up being kind of a special thing.
Yeah.
And we talked about this earlier, but I would love for you to share that story about.
I had planned on today, we were just going to shoot with some models and demonstrate some things and yada, yada, yada. And then I got a call yesterday for a portrait session. And she told me her story, which was beyond heartstring tugging. And she has two beautiful kids, a 4-year-old and a 17-month-old. And she wanted large format portraits, not pictures, not pictures, but large format portraits. And she had this specialized need of one large 30 by 40 print. That's it.
Wow.
Yeah, and I'm just like, right on. That's my perfect client. And then, you know, my red flags start going off. It's like, whoa, wait a minute. I made a pact with myself. No more kids with 8 by 10, 6 and up. Okay. Because the process is such that they have to sit still. They have to behave. They have to like understand, and they have to sit still for an extended period of time. And they don't understand they can't move that much.
So what crazy part of you thought, hey, I'll photograph a 17-month-old and a 4-year-old?
And their mom. I have no idea. I was like, you know, her story was amazing. I finally was like, you know what, I have to do this for her. I absolutely have to do this for her. I have a crazy schedule right now with what we're doing today.
Right.
With my workshop starting next week, and then a wedding in between, and then another workshop the following week, and a wedding directly after. I'm like buried. So I told her, you know, September, well, she's going to be gone. She's moving, possibly, to another state, like Oklahoma, I think, or somewhere. And she's not going to be able to do it. And I'm like, ah, oh, crap. And then somewhere in my crazy head, like, as I'm talking with her, how would you feel about being on camera? And she's like, what do you mean? I thought, I don't know what she thought I meant by that. So, okay, let me back up. I'm doing this thing tomorrow, and I explain what I'm doing. Well, it turns out, which she told me in the beginning, that she was in the past a film photographer. She called herself an old film photographer, but she's not old. She's just used film in the past, and she loved photography, and that's why she wanted this look and wanted me to shoot this. And it was kind of this, I don't just want a large format print. I want your prints. I've seen what you do. I want this. I'm like, yeah, but I don't shoot kids. But she's talked me into that already. So then I tell her about this today, and she goes, oh, is it kind of like PhotoVision? And I just like, I was like, actually, very much like PhotoVision, because Ed, and she goes, you mean Ed? And I'm like, yeah, Ed, he's the one going to be filming. And she was just like, oh my God, that would be amazing. I would, let me make sure everything's cool with this. So a few minutes later, she called me back. She can get the kids, and she can come, and she can shoot. Because it was a one day, it was not even 24-hour notice.
Right.
And she's like, I'll do it. And I'm
Wow.
like, awesome. So with her story on the phone, I had already created the image in my head and I pitched it to her. I was like, this is what I want to do. And I'll do that. That would be beautiful. It would be perfect. And it's exactly what I want. So, yeah.
And you guys used kind of the same language when she described the images that she wanted, right?
Yeah.
We were talking about this earlier.
Yeah.
And you were saying she used the words quiet and she used the word heirloom.
It was crazy. It was crazy when, I've always described my work as quiet. Everybody always asks me, it's like, how do you describe your work? What kind of style are you? And I'm like, I don't know, they're just quiet. I just want quiet until they're not. Whatever that means. But that's what I always say. And it's like, because they are. To me, they're very quiet images. And she said that, and it was just like, whoa, okay, she truly gets what I do.
Yeah.
And I wish every client was like her. That would be pretty
Don't we
rocking.
all?
Yeah, it would be pretty cool, for sure.
Well, having witnessed that session, you allowed yourself 4 shots. you like got paper ready for 4 shots on your 8x10 camera.
Yep.
The first one, didn't work so well. Can you tell me what happened there?
Well, I'm still not sure. Yeah, in Iceland, they would say it's the hidden people. The hidden people have jacked with my stuff. My big light that I use for my key light, which I need as my key light because it is always maxed all the way out because I need as many watts as I can, decided not to fire on the first frame. And all I got was my kicker light from the back. And I'm just like, that didn't go off. First of all, noticing it didn't go off, thank God I didn't just go through the session and not know it's going off. I realized it didn't go off because I'm always watching as I shoot. I noticed it didn't go off, and it's like, oh my God, it's a pocket wizard. At the worst possible time. They've always been the most dependable ever of any radio receiver. But at the worst possible times, they go out. They just do. And I'm like, it's a battery's low right now. Are you kidding me? So I try not to panic too much. So I grabbed another pocket wizard, stuck on there, still won't fire. I'm like, okay. So it's the cord. So I plug another cord in. Still won't fire. So I'm like, well, okay, that's easy enough. I'll just unplug it. I'll put another light behind it, pocket wizard that, and then I'll just go off the little slave trigger in the head unit itself, which will surely fire it. Nothing. Won't fire. So, plan, what are we up to? F? Yeah, it was
like
plan
that.
F, that's for sure. So I just went down a stop of light and used one of my small lights, and we went from F11 to F8, which F11 was pretty much minimum for 3 people on an 8x10 camera to get the depth of field, especially when you've got moving kids. Yeah, so we went to F8 and did the old Hail Mary.
Let me ask you this. How long does that exposure have to be? Why do they have to sit so still?
Well, the exposure part is not why they have to hold still. It's the focal plane part.
Okay.
So, meaning, once I get critical focus with the loop, they cannot move. Because if they move, by the time I put the plate in, pull this out, cock the shutter, and get ready to shoot, if they move, they're out of focus.
Gotcha.
So it's not like the strobes are stopping everything. So, as the shutter's open, they can move around if they want, but it's...
Where's the focus?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's the problem. So keeping the kids still, and it actually worked. They calmed right down. I actually love shooting children. I have fun shooting children, and kids like me.
It's
do just
like
fact.
You make funny noises.
It's science. I do make funny noises, even when I don't mean to sometimes.
This is going to be so much fun to watch because we have gone from ultra controlled models, right? Where you've got ultimate say.
Yep.
I get to watch you photograph a 4-year-old.
And a 17-month-old.
And a 17-month-old.
Yeah, at the same time.
This is showing your range.
With an 8x10.
It's showing your range with an 8x10.
I'm actually leaving now.
Actually,
I can't do it.
That you're taking on this challenge. This is actually really cool. This is good stuff.
Well, Casey called yesterday, and for a brief second, it passed my mind that it's like, oh, this is a great idea. And then I'm like, what are you, nuts? No, not on camera for sure.
I don't want anybody to see
this. And then
this.
I got thinking about it. I was like, okay, because I think a statement was, well, I might be moving back to Oklahoma. I may not be able to do it in September. And hearing your story, it's like, well, I got to do it for her. So I got to do this. So here I am on my wispy limb where I feel most comfortable most of the time. Right now, this sucker's about ready to snap. And I know it. But
yeah.
So and we have four plates.
I do want to say what I love about this is that you did truly fall in love with her story, and that you were always looking for story.
100%.
And so when we talked about this, he's very excited to create for you. So
yes, I want to make something that means something to you and your family even later on down the road.
Yeah.
So because you understand the value of a print, you understand that, you know, we both talked in the same language. We called them heirlooms. And it's like, okay, well, you're like my, you know, how many times did I say, I wish you called every day because you're my perfect client. You're the perfect one who loves what I do. So why wouldn't I do this? I have to do this, and we're going to pull it off one way or another.
Sounds good.
But we're only doing it one way. We're not doing it the other. And we get 4 tries.
Okay, I can't wait to see you work with these little ones. You have a little boy, so this should be a piece of cake.
Yes, and he actually graduated at 4 years old. So what I mean by graduated is that was the first time he was able to hold still enough for this. So it was the first time that I got to make an image of him, which was my, yes, he's there. He's a man now. If he could sit with this, it's like, here's a beer, son. No, I didn't go that far. I gave him some cigarettes. Yeah, I think it's going to be really killer. Just hearing your story, we kind of came up with a concept a little bit together, yes. And then it kind of spun out to, wait a minute, I see it, and I told you it keeps building in my head that, okay, this is what we're gonna do. And I pitched it to you, and you're like, I can do that, a little hesitantly, but I wanted, you know, you talked about this is the most you feel about yourself, the best that you've ever felt your whole life.
Right.
Like you are it right now. You're 40.
Right.
Very pinnacle year for someone's life. And it's like, I'm it. And I want you to feel that with this image. So we talked about having no barriers of clothing whatsoever. And just your children are your armor. Your children are covering you. Your children are, you know, your safety zone. You're all safe together. And getting that image of all just nothing, there's no color, there's no anything, there's no other texture other than your skin and your hair and those eyes coming through. I think it's going to be a magical image. And I already see it. I told you I've already made it. So we have already made it. And I think now we just got to go through the process of actually doing it. But yeah, it's already there and it's going to look awesome.
There's nobody else in the world but Parker that could do this for me.
Sorry.
She's off mic, but she said there's nobody else in the world that could do this besides Parker for her. So I think that says a lot about who you are. She's never met you before. No. And it says a lot about the work that you put out there, who you are as a person, and your authenticity, which obviously came across in your images that she's seen and then on the phone conversation that you had with her. So. Yeah. It's, she is the perfect client. Yeah. We would all wish for that.
This is going to be awesome. All right, so should we kind of start doing this?
I think so, yeah.
So just a little tiny bit about what we're doing. We're going to deal with 3 people, one of which may be moving a little bit more than the others. So I need to stretch out my depth of field the most that I can. So I'm going to stretch it out to, hopefully I can get F8. So I'm going to put, I took out the baffle inside of the softbox. So I've just got the front baffle on the front. That's going to be as close as possible because I want very soft wraparound light. This reflector is going to be almost in frame, like filling this side. I want this big even thing with just a little bit of a on the back of them to cut them out from the background. The background's going to go like 2 stops down gray. Just simple, straightforward, to the point, all about them, all about their eyes, hopefully, if we can get them all in the same place. And I think it's going to be magical. If not, we have tape, and we will tape you down.
Hey, Liam, are you ready? Are you ready to get your picture taken? Yeah.
Okay, so let's just start with, Casey, can you just come on over and just have a seat just the way you are?
Okay.
And we're just going to figure out how we're going to do this.
Okay.
Before we get to the uncomfortable, go ahead and hop up, and you'll put your leg. You are going to sit on Mama's leg. So I'm thinking, what? No. I'm thinking you're going to be on this side. So can I lift you up? Is that cool? Or you want to climb up? All right. So what I'm almost thinking is that Liam has his legs around you like this, and one arm around the back of your neck, like that, yeah. But you're gonna jump on Mama's lap. I think she's gonna be up and more in your arm, like this. So let's try that out. Let's get her up in your arm, and then can I lift you up, buddy?
Okay.
Here we go. Wow, look, is that all muscle? Wow, you're solid as a rock. Okay. Oh, but no, you are a rock. You're so heavy. How in the world? Okay, so put your leg one in front, one behind Mama.
Can you sit on me
Like that? Yeah, like that. Right there. Perfect. And then you're just gonna spin. And see this camera right here?
There, look where he's pointing.
So all I want you to ever do is just look into this big hole right there. You don't even have to do it like that. You can be up here with Mama. I want you to be right there. Oh, I love that right there. And you are doing amazing. Oh, that's it. You should just be naked right now. It could have worked. So we've got this right here. And now I'm just going to play around with the light and make sure we get it dead on.
So basically you're getting the entire thing set. So that all they have to do is
step in and ba-boom. Okay, Liam. Can you take your shirt off, please? Okay. Everybody just. If we go binky-less, are we gonna lose it?
I'm gonna do it the last minute.
Okay. All right. Okay. Here we go. You guys are looking beautiful. So Casey, your job is to kind of hold your spot, like where you are. And you are always going to be like putting your chin forward and your forehead down. Perfect. Your chin forward and your forehead down. That's your look. So we're going to give your hair a little vote. Look at Mommy's hair. Woo-hoo, woo-hoo, woo-hoo. Do you want to wear my glasses? No? Do you want me to wear them upside down? You can't wear my glasses yet. Afterwards, if you're super good, I'll let you wear my glasses. What do you think? Huh? Are you ready? Okay. Let's have this beautiful hair coming around. Let me see you from the front. Can you put your hand behind Mommy's hair? Like underneath her hair, by her neck.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. We like that.
I don't think I know how to do that.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I know you're doing great.
Beautiful. And then you're going to look into the hole, remember, in the camera behind me. Gorgeous. And you're just kind of coming right down between the two of them, right into that hole right there, buddy. There you go. And then can you snuggle up with Mommy a little bit more? Snuggle up in there. Beautiful. I love that. Here we go.
Look at that little hole.
Liam, remember, into the hole. Into the hole. That's all we need is into the hole. Now, Liam, you don't move. It's freeze. No smile, though. Just kind of relax your face, buddy. All you got to do is relax your face, and you're looking right into here. Hey, psst, psst. Look right into the camera. 1, 2, 3. that didn't go off. I've got two of these things that occasionally decide at the worst possible times to be stinkers. Stinkers! Here we have it. For some bizarre reason, at the worst possible time, my trigger decided not to work. So I have to come up with something. Okay, so we just had to cut our power in half, and now we have F8. We'll work with it. We can do F8. You're doggone right we can. One more time, one more time, one more time, one more time. Oh. Just slightly flustered over that. All is well now. And reset. Beautiful. Everybody be very calm, relaxed. We're just exactly where we need to be. Nobody makes a move. Everybody gets ice cream. That's the way the world works. Look into the hole. 1, 2.
Yes.
So we're gonna do this 2 more times. That's it. Nobody makes a move. Nobody makes a move, and everybody gets ice cream. That's the way the world works. We love, oh yes. Liam, that is beautiful. It's perfect. You are doing it. That is perfect. Don't move. No, don't move. Snuggle up with mom. Snuggle up with mom. That is absolutely perfect. I bet you will get a double scoop. You may even get, are you ready for this? A triple scoop. What? 3 scoops of blood pumping, running crazy. What's your favorite? Oh, okay. Casey, you need to hold super still. You are my anchor. You are my rock, girl. There you are, right there. Don't move. Here we go. This is perfect. 1 shot left. We have to get this, which I think we already have it, but this is just bonus. This is like sprinkles on top of ice cream. 1, 2.
Now we get ice cream.
Wait, will you let me shoot one more with a little baby camera? A little teeny tiny little camera. Teeny tiny, and it's even faster. I swear to goodness. I swear to goodness. It's even faster. Oh my goodness, look who's here. Look who's here. Everybody's here. Can you hold her a little closer and cover your breast up? Uh-oh. No way. Oh.
Don't look at me.
Okay, are you ready? Are you ready? Ice cream, ice cream. We all scream for ice cream. Actually, let's just play with it. Let's just play with it. Oh no. Peekaboo.
That's gonna work.
Peekaboo.
1, 2, 3.
Peekaboo, peekaboo, peekaboo. Look at those big tears. Look at those big tears. Just snuggling with each other. I'm not even here. Snuggling. The kids can do whatever they can. Yes, you just, yes, yes, yes. It's a, what happened to Peekaboo? Peekaboo Town, Peekaboo Town. We are off to Peekaboo Town. Hey, Liam, can you hop down for a minute? I just get Mom and Eden. Just loving one another back there. You're just snuggling down into her. Don't look at me. There you go. Beautiful. What? Who is standing in front of me? You are so stinking cute. What in the world? Who are you? Who are you that's so cute? Give me 5. Too slow. Ah, I got, okay, one more time. Ah, you got me. All right, here we go. One more. Wait a minute, what's going on here? All right, you can step out for just a minute. Oh, don't wipe her tears.
Oh, let's
Stand both feet up there.
There you go.
And then turn and hug mom.
Gotcha.
Maybe you need to sneak around the backside of mom. And then you throw your arm right around. Okay, here we go. 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 Everybody's gone now. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. It's snuggling way deep, Casey. There you go. Perfect. Really hugging mom. Give her a ginormous, giant squeeze. Oh, here, stand on this. What am I doing? I'm so silly. Just stand right there and then just give mommy a ginormous hug. But why don't you stand? I'm gonna slide you. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, is this awesome or what? Okay, you're gonna be right there and you're gonna look right at me. Where's my girl back there? Nope, keep your arms down, buddy. Keep your arms down. Arms down. And you just kind of like peek into my lens, like, what are you doing in there? Can you do that? Look right into here, like, lean in and look at it.
I just see raisins.
I know, but go like this. Look into it. Look into it. Lean down, look into it. Oh, what in the world's on my head?
That's a raisin.
What? No way.
Hey!
What is that?
Just let go behind you. Just put a raisin on your head.
Okay, on the count of 3, I want you to just jump down there, okay? So wait. 1, 2, 3, go. Now, how about you and mom? We're gonna switch it out here. We're gonna go a little further than what we had planned on, because this is what happens. All right, we're doing 4 shots, we're done. Well,
Or not.
then we're gonna do a little bit of other stuff. You are doing awesome. Your ice cream's gonna be this big. And mom's gonna chase you for like 3 weeks.
Superman ice cream. The sprinkles.
Superman ice cream. Yeah, Superman ice cream with sprinkles.
Sprinkle, just snuggling into him. Beautiful. Yeah, that's what I want right there. That's it. What in the world was that?
Yeah,
You just broke my camera.
It was just a raspberry, a little tiny baby one.
It was just a little tiny baby raspberry? Oh my goodness sakes. What?
Oh, Liam.
What are you doing, silly butt?
I'm just showing you my foot.
Oh, what about that raspberry again? What in the world was that? Was that a big raspberry or a little tiny baby raspberry?
That was a mommy raspberry.
You are silly.
That's a daddy raspberry.
So cute. We're done.
Casey, thank you so much for sitting down and chatting with us. We just had your session. We just got to witness Parker photographing you and 2 little ones, 4 years old and
17 months.
17 months old. Can you tell me a little bit about why you wanted to have your portrait taken today?
It was something that's just been on my mind and my heart for almost a year. My husband and I separated last fall, and we're going through a really difficult divorce. It's been the toughest thing that I've ever had to live through. It's been a lot of seasons of despair and coming out of despair and hope. But the one thing that was just on my heart so much was to get a photograph of the 3 of us, so I would never forget how small my children were when we went through this season of our life. They're so small and innocent and perfect, and I didn't ever want to forget that.
That's wonderful. I love that they're here with us. You know, when Parker and I were talking about this yesterday, he was talking about this session and how he really wanted to film this. And he loved your story. He loved your story because it was very hopeful, and it also, I think, because the words that you used were words that he uses when he talks about his work. When did you first see his work?
Oh, I would say at least 5 years ago. I've been a fan of Parker for a long time, and when I moved to Asheville, I thought, oh my gosh, I'm in the same city as Parker. And I have wanted to have the courage to call him for a year, and I finally did call him, and I just explained with a lot of hope what I was going through, and I just said how important this photograph was to me. In addition to remembering how small my children are, I wanted them to know that everything I've done in this stage of our lives was for them, that every decision, every choice I made was very studied, and it was all about them, that they're my strength. I haven't been in a lot of the photos in the past year. It's been so hard to just be a single mom and go through this change in our life and get food on the table and get everybody bathed, and I didn't want them to forget that I was there and that they are my strength. And there are times where I feel like I don't know how to go on, I don't know how to keep doing this, I don't know how much more I can take, and then they give me infinite strength. And with all of that sad history, I feel like there's such a new, happy beginning for us, and that we've become very strong as a family of 3. And I wanted a statement piece in my home that when people walked in, they would know what was important to me in my life and what is a value to me and what matters most. And I want to be able to look at that and say, this is a happy beginning for us, and we're all going to be fine.
I love that. I think it's a great thing for your children too, because they get to see something on the wall that is a testament to their family.
Yes.
They get to see an actual tangible vision of who they are within that family unit, which I think is wonderful. I was absolutely amazed that Parker would attempt to do this with his 8x10 camera.
Right, I was too.
But that was really important to you, right? To have it photographed that way, because that's the work that you were drawn to.
Yes, I grew up on film. I'm a photographer also, and film is something that is just very authentic to me. And at this point in our life, I wanted complete authenticity for our family of 3 and what we're going through right now. And whatever it looks like is what we are. And I want to remember what we are. I didn't want something retouched. I didn't want something changed. I just wanted all of us and our current emotions and love for each other captured on film. And what I love so much about Parker is that we talked about how a great, studied, careful portrait, what it means to us. And we both used the word quiet. Quiet portrait, and that's really what and it just seemed that we just connected on such a level that I was so happy to find, and I think that he is the photographer that would be the best one at this for me. And I think there's a bit of a soul connection through a photo, and I think that Parker can draw that out of people really well.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
Where do you see yourself hanging this in your home?
Front and center. As soon as you walk in the living room, something just beautiful, I would build my room around it. I honestly would. It's going to be a treasured keepsake, and something that my children will look back on, and we'll see how far we've come in 10 years. But this point for us is what's always going to be a turning point in our lives.
And it's timeless.
And it's timeless.
I got to watch the session, and it was absolutely amazing. So after now having experienced that, because I know you've looked forward to this for a while, even though you only called yesterday.
Right.
Tell me about the experience. What was it like?
It was incredible being on the other side of the camera. He's amazing with children. He really connected with my son and my daughter, and he gave me great direction. I haven't felt beautiful in a long time after going through all this, and I did. I felt grace and elegance and beauty, and that's something that is so hard for a woman to feel on the other side of the camera. But it was so enjoyable.
Oh, it was fun to watch. It was really fun to watch, and your children are just amazing.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts with us. We really appreciate you spending the time, and thanks for bringing your little ones in. They have been such a pleasure.